Just 1 hour since the polls closed in today's Tobago House of Assembly election. Results are now being counted as Tobagonians wait to see who'll take control of the 12-seat THA for the next 4 years. Leon Brummel, who is in Tobago, tells us more.
Our day began at the Signal Hill Secondary School. Outgoing Chief Secretary Orville London and his wife voted. He said the process was smooth. Tobago Forward's political leader Chrislyn Moore's visine in the water comment still resounded.
What I try to do is that on election day, I try to treat with issues in a manner that after election day, we able to come together so that mistakes will be made, things will be done that maybe should not have been done. But I don't think that now that the campaign is over, that one needs to really focus on that. At the end of the day, at the end of today, everybody is a Tobagonian. And I think that if we focus too much on the negatives and the mistakes that people made during the campaign, coming together as Tobagonians become that much more difficult.
We then headed east for PDP leader Watson Duke. On the police escort, we asked him the reason.
Accustomed working with throngs of people, all right, but maybe it says a new protocol, maybe the handwriting is on the wall, and maybe these two officers I have for that brief moment, maybe the two officers I may ride off with at midnight tonight to my home. Well, there will always be threats, but I'm not a person to give myself to fear.
He then leveled some allegations of election fraud.
Some assistant superintendent now, where he operated out of that station right out there. He had a ballot box, he was taking home the ballot box and all sorts of nonsense. We have since written to the EBC and we have protested by placing the letter we wrote to the EBC on the Facebook page, and we expect that some good will come out of that.
The EBC's Pamela Geese said the council was still addressing the matter and could not comment. Duke's major challenger, Gary Melville, the caretaker since an ill Hilton Sandy, stepped down. We asked him if he was concerned about him voting in the Roxborough Delaford district.
I don't see that as being an issue because he does spend time on the island, and I think he does have a residence on the island. So there are other persons who do that. I mean, I'm trying to be fair here. There are other persons who do that. There are other persons who work in Trinidad and keep a residence in Tobago, and they still want to be an part of the electorate in Tobago. So I don't see anything personally wrong with that. I mean, if it was that he didn't have any residence or didn't spend any time here or somewhere, I think that could have been an issue, but I don't think that should be an issue.
Also in the district, visiting was Senior Superintendent Acting Joanne Archie. She said there were no reports of incidents in the lead-up to or on election day.
Well, we had a small strength of officers from the Guard and Emergency Branch added to our officers from the Interagency Task, from the Tobago Division Task Force, and we have used these officers throughout the division to man certain areas, patrols, but what I would say is that we are totally covered.
And the EBC also reported no incidents during the morning period.
From all reports, all stations opened on time, and we have had a normal flow of persons coming in at the stations.
The People's National Movement has a 12-0 control of the Assembly chamber behind me. We wait to see if they will maintain that advantage or they will lose ground. Leon Brummel, C News, Tobago.
And our Tobago reporter, Patricia Nicholson, was out and about in the west of Tobago seeking comments from the various party leaders, candidates and other notable faces who voted on that end about the process. Everyone she spoke with, including one government minister, described it as very smooth.
As early as 5:30 a.m., voters braved the inclement weather and were lined up at polling stations in the west to cast their votes for the party of their choice. Around 8 o'clock, Tobago Forward's leader Chrislyn Moore went to the Lambo Anglican School to exercise her civic duty.
It was smooth. I was number 63. I think the numbers are good. It seems as though there's going to be a good turnout. So we are hopeful.
Tourism Minister and MP for Tobago West, Shamfa Kujo, voted later in the morning at the Montgomery Primary School, which falls in the Bethel Mount Irvin district.
Well, for me, there wasn't a line, and the process went very, very smoothly.
PNM candidate for Bethel Mount Irvin had a similar voting experience.
The process was a smooth one. I was impressed with the level of professionalism displayed by everybody who were there. I feel very confident because of that. If it continues like that, and we anticipate that it will, we should have a seamless election process taking place today, and it will amount to reflecting the true values of our people in the decisions that they make.
We also caught up with the former Assemblyman Whitney Alfred.
So I went to vote about 8 o'clock. The process was very smooth because people were coming in one by one, so there wasn't any long line.
A total of 50,277 persons were eligible to vote across the 101 polling stations in Tobago on Monday. I'm Patricia Nicholson for C News.
The political leader of the PNM Tobago Council, Calvin Charles, and his wife cast their votes at the Black Rock Government Primary School just after 11 o'clock on Monday. When they arrived, the skies were very overcast, but there was no rain, at least not yet. 10 minutes later, just as they were done with the voting process and approaching the media for interviews, the heavy showers came, but that did not stop Mr. Charles from telling us how he felt about his chances at the polls.
My chances are extremely good. In fact, I am extremely confident of winning the seat as well as leading the party to victory.
He could have done more work on the ground. He believes enough was done to secure victory.
A little bit more one could have done, but I think we would have done enough to secure victory.
Calvin Charles is up against former Assemblyman and the Cats and Jammers band leader Beverly Ramsey Moore and manager at Whitep Tobago Avenel Beard. The Tourism Minister, Shamfa Kujo, has described a recent statement by Tobago Forward's leader, Chrislyn Moore, as unfortunate. Last Friday, while she was being interviewed on a radio station, Chrislyn Moore asked Tobagonians to vilify Trinidadians, who she said were coming to subvert the THA elections. Ms. Moore also advised hoteliers and small guest house operators to put Visine in the waters of their Trinidad guests, give them diarrhea, and send them back to Trinidad. The tourism minister said those statements might have a negative impact on the domestic tourism sector.
In Tobago, we depend so heavily on visitors coming from Trinidad to keep us afloat during the weaker months. So it is just very unfortunate that she would have had that slip of tongue, and even being asked 2 times or being told 2 times that's an irresponsible statement. She said no, not at all.
Despite this, she said she will continue to work closely with the THA to improve the tourism product in Tobago.
Tirelessly to improve our standards, and so that visitors and potential visitors could feel confident that they are coming to a safe and hospitable Tobago with Tobagonians who are ready to share with them that Tobago hospitality.
Ms. Moore has since apologized for her statement.